everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play the 39 Steps. Where we last left off, we stopped in the second chapter, and now we're going to head right into the third, titled Deeper Into This Mess. Scudder has confided in Hane, but he is not out of danger. Officially dead, he must now lie low. Dun-dun-dun. Deeper into this mess. Wimple Street. I feel like I need to say that every time I see it. Wimple, 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 Wimple. It's just so fun to say. Come on, say it with me. Wimple. There you go. Glad you got that out of your system. It's dark. It's a dark and snowy night. Oh, where'd the disappearing milk wagon go? I wanted some. I really needed some of that. Ah! That's actually bright.
Stop that row, Paddock. There's a friend of mine, Captain...
Crunch.
He's dossing down in there. Get breakfast for 2, and then come and speak to me.
Give me some food, yo, Paddock. Character, acquaintance. Character? He had about as much gift of the gab as a hippopotamus, that's kind of mean, and was not a great hand at valeting? Valid. I don't know. But I knew I could count on his loyalty. I cannot read. Words are difficult. Paddock was a fellow I had done a good turnout on the and I had inspanned him as my servant as soon as I got to England. So Paddock is his like little man-slave. Yeah. So I've done both of these. Okay. So now we know, we don't know anything about Paddock. That was terrible. I'm sorry. Ah, so bright. Ooh, tea, sausages, beans. Beans for breakfast. I told Paddock a fine story about how my friend was a great swell, with his nerves pretty bad from overwork, who wanted absolute rest and stillness. Nobody had got to know he was here, or he would be besieged by communications from the India office and the Prime Minister, and his cure would be ruined. And I am bound to say Scudder played up splendidly when he came to breakfast. He fixed Paddock with his eyeglass, just like a British officer, asked him about the Boer War, and slung out at me a lot of stuff about imaginary pals. Paddock couldn't learn to call me sir, but he sirred Scudder as if his life depended on it. I left him with a newspaper and a box of cigars, and headed out to Alexandra Park Racecourse. I bet Hane's not that happy about that. He wants to be called sir. When I got back, the liftman had an important face.
Nasty business here this morning, sir.
Oh.
Gent in number 15 been and shot himself.
Oh.
I just took him to the mortuary. The police are up there now.
Oh, right. Floor 5. I ascended to number 15 and found a couple of bobbies and an inspector busy making an examination. I asked a few idiotic questions, and they soon kicked me out. Poor guy. I attended the inquest the next day. The jury found it a case of suicide while of unsound mind. Mission accomplished. I gave Scudder a full account of the affair, and it interested him greatly, as it should. He said he wished he could have attended, for he reckoned it would be about as spicy as to read one's own obituary notice. Scudder was very peaceful the first 2 days he stayed with me. He read and smoked a bit, and made a heap of jottings in a notebook, and every night we had a game of chess, at which he beat me hollow. But on the 3rd day I could see he was beginning to get restless. Ooh, what's that? He fixed up a list of days and started making remarks against them. He started listening for little noises and was always asking me if Paddock could be trusted. Once or twice he got very peevish and apologized for it. I didn't blame him. I made every allowance, for he had taken on a fairly stiff job. And then one night he was very solemn.
Say, Hanny.
What is
And
it?
Judge, I should let you a bit deeper into this business. I should hate to go out without leaving somebody else to put up a fight.
he began to tell me in detail what I had only heard from him vaguely. I did not give him very close attention. The fact is, I was more interested in his own adventures than in his high politics. The plot thickens. Ooh, black stone. He talked about a black stone and a man that lisped in his speech, and he described very particularly somebody that he had never referred to without a shudder, an old man who could hood his eyes like a hawk. That sounds kind of weird, doesn't it? Carolides. I reckoned that Carolides and his affairs were not my business, so a lot of that Scudder said slipped clean out of my memory. He was very clear that the danger to Carolides would not begin till he had got to London, and would come from the very highest quarters, where there would be no thought of suspicion. But Hane don't care. He mentioned the name of a woman, Julia someone help me with that, please. As having something to do with the danger. She would be the decoy, I gathered, to get Carolides out of care of his guards. How do you say that? Chechny? No. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. He remained solemn for the rest of the evening, and spoke a good deal about death.
I reckon it's like going to sleep when you're pretty well tired out. Awaking to find a summer day with the scent of hay coming in at the window. I used to thank God for such mornings way back in the bluegrass country. And I guess I'll thank him when I wake up on the other side of Jordan.
The next day he was much more cheerful, and read The Life of Stonewall Jackson much of the time, while the rest of London celebrated Empire Day. What is Empire Day? I went out to dinner with a mining engineer who I had to see on business, and came back in time for our game of chess before turning in. Enter. Boop. Open. Boop. Do that in my sleep. Is it shiny? Why is it shiny? No. I left Captain Digby reading in the smoking room with a fresh box of cigars. He was not interested in the Empire Day celebrations, but allowed me leave to go see them. I have acquired fresh eggs and bacon for tomorrow's breakfast. Love, Paddock. What a sweetie pie. Remind me to hug him next time we see him. Hey, baby. Oh!
God.
Sorry?
Scudder.
What? 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 The plot thickens indeed. Shit. Ooh. Ooh, cliffhanger. I love it. That's perfect. Okay, guys. You have to stick with me to see what happens in the next set. Da-da-da. Thanks for watching and listening, and I will